All right, today at the glorious shop of All Dogs Off-Road, we are going to put together a little video about how to replace your radiator hoses that lead into your heater core. So it's pretty straightforward. Right over here, from the factory, they use plastic connections here. And over time, I've got 300,000 miles on mine, but over time, these plastic connections start to get brittle, break. You'll see corrosion building up around the edges and stuff. If you see any kind of corrosion like this, change it before it becomes too late. So I almost waited too long. This actually has completely broken and I was leaking radiator fluid onto my exhaust, and that's how I noticed that it was leaking, because I smelt it. So keep an eye on your core exchangers here and make sure that these plastic pieces are not broken or corroded. If so, we highly recommend replacing these. The part number that we decided to go with on this is a Dorman. We'll throw that up on the screen, and you can pick those up at any automotive store. They're pretty quick and they usually have them in stock. The whole process is probably going to take about an hour to an hour and a half to do. And the biggest thing about it is making sure that you keep the radiator fluid clean. Like, you don't want it everywhere. So put your bucket down, put down a tarp, put something down underneath the vehicle, keep that radiator fluid out of the ground, and keep moving forward. All right, and then, so we got the smaller piece, and then the larger piece here, this will also break, but it runs all the way back along the firewall, and it is held in by two nuts that you'll loosen and take off, and then it flows down to the driver's side of the vehicle to a hard mount, and at that hard mount point, you're going to remove the little clamp and pull that hose off. At this point, once you disconnect these hoses, radiator fluid is going to start to flow out. So anywhere that you can do an immediate change, pull that off, put on the new one, and limit the amount of fluid that you lose is gonna help. All that room in here, just gotta work it. Once it's loose enough and you can get it off, you should be able to get it out with your fingers. Yep. So we got it loose enough now. Just take it off with your fingers at the end, so that way you don't drop it down into the engine bay. And then the other one is right behind the engine here, and it's a little bit harder to get to. I already loosened it, so I'm just gonna take it off with my fingers now. But just take your time. You don't wanna drop these and lose them. So you don't have to go pick up an extra part, you know? That's, save yourself some time. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna grab some pliers and I'm gonna start taking off the hose clamps. But before I do that, I'm gonna put down some catch material underneath the vehicle, so that way we can take care of all that radiator fluid. Fortunately, we have door and window guys next to the shop. So here's a giant door box. That'll work out perfect to protect the floor and keep any dangerous chemicals from getting into the ground. If you're doing this at home on the dirt, always make sure you put something down so you don't get it into our drinking water. Okay, feel good about that. All right, let's get some pliers and start ripping some hoses out. A couple different options here. See which one works best. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start with the highest ones first, in the hopes that it will introduce some air and potentially let it drain. So that way we don't have as much of an issue with it. And it's all pretty straightforward. Look, that just comes right off. Looks like that broke. It shows how brittle it was. Just a perfect example of how bad this was. That is not supposed to break off. That should have just removed the hose from the plastic, but all I did was squeeze it and move this piece and the whole top broke off. So I was very, very close to a catastrophic failure where I would have been stuck somewhere. So I got super lucky on this. So make sure you're checking these guys out and, you know, getting them replaced. It's you know, about $100, $200 in parts, a little bit less than that, in an hour and a half of your time, and you can not get stuck on the side of the road. So yeah, let's keep moving forward. Try to get this plastic piece out. I was hoping for a nice, easy change out, but I guess this is more realistic. So this is the same experience you're probably gonna have if you do it yourself. All right, see, nice long hose. It broke off all around that section. Gross. And surprisingly, like, no fluid came out. This must go to the reservoir because like nothing really came out of that. And let's see. Oh, the hose feels pretty empty. It's just some residue. I think we might get lucky. All right, I'm gonna go grab a napkin just in case so I can keep my hands clean, put some gloves on. Radiator fluid's probably not the best thing to get all over your skin. So we'll get those on, make sure we're clean and safe, and we'll get these pieces pulled off because it looks like it's gonna be pretty straightforward. Let's go with the back one. That way, if this breaks, I'm hoping it, you know, breaks on this end and I can work it a little easier. Oh, well, the other side just broke. That just, yep, that broke right off. All right, okay. I'm really excited right now, mainly because a lot of radiator fluid is not just gushing out, and I thought they were gonna be everywhere.
So you're probably gonna have to break the
just break the hose thing loose and then pull it off that way.
Twist it maybe. One piece at a time.
Extremely brittle. You know what? If you have this vehicle and you still are running the plastic, I just recommend going and getting these parts and doing this job. I wouldn't even waste time because holy crap, that's crazy. I'm gonna get a razor blade and I'm gonna cut the top because that's a metal pipe underneath. I'm gonna cut the top and see if we can't get that to let loose because right now it is fully secured. Oh, yes. So obviously it broke here, kept breaking. This part seemed to be strong enough, so far at least. I was able to grab hold of that. I cut the top and then I twisted. Once this broke loose, it came right off. So I kind of twisted and lifted a little bit and yeah, it popped off. So cool. Man, I feel like I'm getting lucky. Like there's hardly any radiator fluid coming out. All right, let's grab that new piece. We'll put that piece in and go on to the next. Looks like I don't even need the old ones. So the new piece comes with all of the clamps as well, and it even comes with this easy set. So you push it on and then you pull this off and it should just set right in place. That's in theory. Oh, look at, oh man, fresh rubber, bro. That was nice. Alrighty, there we go. We are on. You just, oh, there we go. Oh, I lost that somewhere. Don't worry, it's on the skid plate. Cool, actually that's probably just fine. Are we past the bump? We are past the bump. We are fully seated. That is solid. Grab the other side. Get that open. Move that hose clamp back out of the way so that way I can hold this. You don't want to put too much pressure on any one joint, so you always want to secure everything. This is a lot harder to get on because that rubber is really old on this hose still. Ooh. There we go. Okay, ready? Finally, I got it over the hump. Oh my goodness. One piece done, one piece to go. That wasn't too bad. It just took me 10 minutes to get one little ring on. Whatever. It's take off this next one. I imagine we're gonna have the same problem we had with the last one, which is complete and utter destruction. Just a couple swipes on there, you'll get through, you'll feel it when it gets through. And then I've already removed the bolts or the nuts off that, so we'll go get it off that. Ready to break it? Here we go. Oh, that section broke. And we're left with that. Okay, so now we're gonna do just like the last one. This is kind of a larger coupling. There seems to be a little more strength in that area. And we're gonna fold it over. As you can see, the brake, and it just comes right off. I am super, yeah, I'm assuming because the vehicle was sitting and I didn't run the vehicle very much in the last couple of weeks. That's why these hoses are completely empty, which is super awesome. Oh yeah, we'll put that piece right there. You can take a piece of all the carnage that is happening here. All right, let's take off the other side. We're gonna follow that down in the hard line right here, and then we're gonna remove that guy. And then we should be able to change out this last part, and process completed. And then we gotta add some radiator fluid back in. I didn't really lose any, but probably top it off just to be sure, since we have everything open anyways. Alrighty, that off. Hoping this will just slide off, being that it's not all up in the back there, but I'm guessing I'm gonna have to cut this too. I am, yep. So I think my recommendation or go-to on this is just cut every single one of these afterwards. If you're not reusing it, obviously, because you'd be replacing it, and it's okay. So, and that makes it way, way easier to get off these couplings. Oh, there's the radiator fluid I've been looking for. There it is. I knew we'd have some somewhere. So we'll let that drain out for a second because I don't want it just to shoot out at me. So it's going to drain out all of whatever's in this line. I'm assuming is draining out because nothing's pressurized, so it's not going to pump up. So we're just draining out of the hose. Once that's done, then I will pull it off and we'll put on the new one. Looks like it's almost done already. That's coming out fast. That is coming out of the motor. So I push that down. What I'm gonna do is try to do a quick change. I'm gonna pull that and put this on at the same time, and hopefully we can mitigate the amount of fluid we're gonna lose. So, let's get this where it needs to be. Let's do this change out. See how bad this is gonna be. Alrighty, this is gonna come out so fast. It was already coming out so fast. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, come on, get on there. Get on there. Wow, this is not going over the bump. Okay. It's a tight fit. That's what we want, but it doesn't make it easy. That side is on. All right, so we're gonna move over to this side and we'll get this hose back on here, and we will get it set on the bolts on the firewall at the same time as we're setting the front hose. Let's go ahead and put one nut on that driver's side one here, just so it doesn't go plopping around or fall off while we're trying to get that hose set on the other side. So just turn it a few times. It does not need to be super tight. We just want to keep it from falling off the bolt for now. And you know, since you have the other one disconnected, you might as well pull the old one out, because you know, don't forget about that. I almost forgot. Alrighty. Oh, we'll start working this one on to the hose fitting. There we go. Alrighty, we are over the hump. We are installed. We've got this hose right here that we took off, which goes to the reservoir. So you want to make sure you get that back on. There we go. And one more nut on the passenger side here. And then we need to tighten down those nuts nice and tight, probably say 20 foot-pounds at most, and top it off with radiator fluid, and we are complete, ready to drive another 100,000 miles. Everything's tight. We've got nuts tight. We've got all of our hose clamps in proper position. Everything is reconnected. We have no loose hoses. This is the kind of checks you want to do before you continue on to the next step. So now that we know that everything is 100% connected, we are going to grab some radiator fluid. We'll run the engine, and we're going to put a little filler in right here, and we're gonna fill it up and let it do a burp cycle and just kind of make sure everything's good, because that most likely introduced at least a little bit of air into the system, and we want to make sure we don't have an issue with that air.
It's fine, aligned, it's fine.
All right, we are all done, complete. It only took us about 45 minutes. Pretty easy process, straightforward. Take off some hoses, replace those hoses. You need a 10mm wrench and a nice set of pliers. Doesn't matter what style, just ones that you feel confident you can get into the space and squeeze that clamp. Once that's all done, we filled back up the radiator fluid using our burp system here. Make sure that there's no air bubbles inside the system. We're gonna take it out, let it run for a little while and make sure everything's running properly, and then we'll do one last check. But otherwise, process is done, easy installation, takes you about 45 minutes, you're good to go.